Sorry.
I'm pretty big on not using the headphones.
Okay,
but I might.
yeah.
Wow.
Wait, Simon. Okay, fine.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I went
sure.
to Alexandria.
Do you want 2 more coffees?
Guess I'll go fuck myself.
Wait. Do you want 2 more coffees, Simon?
1, 2. That's the amount of coffees. 1, 2. Testing my patience. 1, 2 coffees. That's how many he wants.
Take the rabbit seat.
Should we intro our guest, or do you want to do our intro first?
Intro first.
Okay, Maddie, would you like to introduce us in 3, 2, 1?
Hello. And I say it like that because we have a special guest on today.
You want to intro our guest, Maddie?
Yeah. Hi, Simon.
Okay, welcome to the show. That is such a typical way for Maddie to intro it. First you say hello, and then instead of being like, welcome to the show with their name, you just go, hey. It would have been better if you didn't say his name. You just go, I'm like, do you want to intro our guest? You just go, yeah, hey.
Yeah, hey.
How you going? How you going? Welcome to the show, Simon Bosco.
Yeah.
Good morning, Mum and Dad. Oh, wow, thank you. That's one thing that you probably don't know about this podcast, guys. It's filmed in front of a live audience. It's like, I think 50 to 60 odd people in this very spacious inner west apartment.
Yeah,
Now,
There's also 2 dogs.
Yeah, Simon's also brought his dog, so Marty has a friend.
Marty
But
and Ernie.
Simon, you've formulated a lot of opinions about the podcast just in terms of stuff we've gone through.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about Tyler again and again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Tyler was going to be my next tattoo. I decided with the Akira bike slide that Tyler was a strong contender for next time at the ink shop.
Yeah, what would you do? Because we
We'd
haven't...
have matching
I'm
tattoos.
talking tradition. And the same place, Danny.
Is that what you said? You said that meant something else.
In our elbow ditch, it says Tyler. So every time I shoot up, no, this is a nice podcast. I'm 100% on board with. I get like a Jonathan Taylor Thomas vibe. I get like a
of Tyler.
Yeah, I'm thinking like he probably looks like one of the kids from Home Improvement. Is that but like a bad version of that?
I haven't seen
Or is he
it.
more like an Aussie?
What do you mean? We watched a Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie last Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas.
That's
Oh, yuck! You watched the wrong Jonathan
What did I
Taylor.
say?
I'll be home for Creamsmas.
We watched that and the porn version. I'll be home for Christmas.
Christmas. You can't say it now.
Just a quick flashback to capture you up to date. Tyler was Maddie's primary school crush.
Boyfriend. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Sorry.
On and off again. We stand. Not you getting that wrong. See, I'm up with all the current terminology.
Maddie's like, he's coming back into my life. He's coming back.
Have
I'm
some
doing
respect.
manifesting. Been really working at it. No, Tyler sounds like a dreamboat.
Yeah.
He was.
He sounds like his life has probably taken a turn for the worse in the last decade, I would say. Just being in his 30s would be rough for a guy like that, I imagine. They don't age well. They're like fruit.
You're breaking Maddie's
I
heart
very
right now.
Oh, man.
No, I
To
very
wait till
much-
you see old Leatherface Tyler.
No, exactly. I very
look
much
like-
doubt he's aged well.
Yeah. He's going to look like Kenny Rogers.
I guess then the next question is, where did you grow up?
Cool. So I grew up in Five Dock.
Up the road.
That's right.
Not that we should tell everyone where we live, but
Many places are up a road.
yeah.
It's a long road, Parramatta
Oh,
Road.
you should have said down the road.
No. Oh, I grew
Oh,
up
that's just a state away from us.
Other direction.
Albury and Wodonga, which is up the road. Yeah, I got so sick and tired. Like, all my family is in Melbourne, so we'd go up to Melbourne. And every time they're like, don't you mean down to Melbourne?
No.
I'm like, fuck. The car was pointing up. Like we reversed to Melbourne. Fuck you. I just got so mad with that Nazism, that
So
Gestapo-like behavior of telling me, hey, don't you mean fuck off. Anyway, I don't speak to any of them anymore. And it's not because of that. What was the question? Five Dock. I grew up in Five Dock.
Yeah.
you're a
2A Cross
you're a
Street, Five
Sydney
Dock.
boy.
I'm the son of Umberto Pietro Bosco and Concetta Teodora Orsino.
Are they both your parents are Italian?
Yeah, sometimes they get together, Daddy. The shock on his face. Both. Like,
I thought you had.
Like, are you sure?
Wait, were they born in Italy?
yeah,
Wow. Your parents are immigrants.
yeah.
Get out of them.
That's something that happened in my childhood. But that's a story for later. I wasn't allowed in a house. I hope that's a revelation for more than just Danny. That I am 100 over 100 Italian.
I don't know why. Knowing you for as long as I have.
What did
I
you...
feel like it's so stupid that I was like, wait, imagine everyone hearing this. Imagine anyone in the comedy scene that's known you for as long as I have.
Yeah.
Hearing that I went, wait, Bosco, are you Italian?
I never hid my Italian line under a bushel.
He wasn't secretive
I
about it.
wasn't whitewashing my act.
No.
I would say ciao.
Maddie.
Right, so where were we?
Please.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, you're Italian. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Okay.
From soup to nuts.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, Maddie. Where do you...
Can't get a fucking word in with you guys.
Yeah, Marty's got a better chance.
He does. Like sitting next to two ADHD boys. I can't.
It's so true.
No, please do some talking. Help us out here. Throw us a buoy.
Maddie, would you say something?
Yeah, well, I've been trying, believe it or not.
Sorry, Maddie hasn't been
All right,
participating.
I'm just going to reef the handbrake and you have all the space in the world to say what you want to say.
Can I just say, Simon?
No.
We invite you
can't
over.
just say. And Maddie just say.
And Maddie just doesn't participate.
Ah.
It's just so rude.
The courtesy stopped at cucumbers and hummus.
Capsicum.
It's the caps. Oh, damn
I'll have
it.
you know.
That was very sweet that you put
It was
that
so
together.
nice.
Guys.
I wish I got to have some before Danny housed the entire platter.
I did. Okay. So
He's
what
a
I
hungry
want,
boy.
what I
Yeah.
want to know.
Please
What
ask me some
I
questions.
want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know the spooky stories from school.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is still spooky season.
Yep.
Kind of.
Yep.
Man, I don't think we had any spooky stories. I wish we did.
You said you did.
No. I said I had creepy teachers.
That's right.
I said I had creepy teachers.
You want to
Okay.
hear about that?
I
I
wanna
can
hear
tell you about
one-
that.
I wanna hear about
The
one.
only spooky thing that happened to me in school was something that is the opposite of happening to me. It didn't happen to me, but you had to get a permission slip to watch The Witches. Remember the movie The Witches with
Yeah,
Roald Dahl? You
that
had
was
to get a permission
scary.
slip to
I
watch
don't
it 'cause
remember
it was-
that. What's that one?
And my parents
Very
either
scary.
didn't understand it or didn't care for the note, and they're like, no. So I went to school and I was the only person who didn't have their thing signed, and they didn't know what to do with me, so they just put me in a chair and faced the corner while everyone in the other end of the room.
No. Are you?
Yeah, so I got to hear the witches. I just didn't get to see the witches. So that's the spookiest thing that ever happened to me.
Wait, did you just say? Did you just say what I think you
Yes,
said?
yes.
Did you just say?
Yeah, 100%.
You got a permission slip, but they didn't separate you.
They just put him in the corner.
Because my parents didn't sign the...
That's great.
This is like the ad camp story.
Yeah.
Where I didn't want to do sheep branding at my ad. Yeah, so
Sheep branding? Oh, yeah.
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 Do you want to tell him?
No, I remember that from your podcast.
Oh,
You've
yes.
told this
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank God that I've done my homework. I feel terrible for your next guest. I really do. That's like the tiny mouse in the hole story. Oh, fuck, was that episode 4? But
Oh
yeah,
my
so yeah,
God.
nothing spooky outside of... That was probably the spookiest thing that happened, I would say.
Have you seen The Witches since?
I have, and it is
Okay.
those masks. They
Scary.
Excuse me.
fucking yes.
What's the witches?
Roald Dahl's
The movie.
book turned into the movie. Angelica Houston.
Very scary.
He's a mouse
Is
for a
it
lot of it.
It was when we were kids.
There's a scene in the movie. It's not spoiling anything, is it?
No.
There's a scene where these witches who always kind of present as not witches, as, you know, normal human beings, they have a meeting, like a convention, I guess it is, where they all
Yeah.
kind of come together. And in this scene, they rip off their human faces, and they're like
Very
grotesque as fuck.
Scary and
It's
grotesque.
like warty, and I won't describe anything else. That's what a person listening is.
But yeah, so was the experience better than you having heard
Was it
witches
better?
or
Well,
seeing it?
There was a few moments in my childhood where I experienced horror like orally, not visually. because another thing, I guess my parents just hated giving me permission slips for shit. But my brother was like 2 years older and still is than me. And he was old enough, I guess, according to my parents, to watch The X-Files. And I wasn't old enough to watch The X-Files. And my bedroom was right next to the living room. So I'd be in bed in this dark room and be like, doo, 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 and then just be shivering because it was just like this like haunting fucking UFO sound, and then FBI agents talking. Like, I don't know, I can't see it. But yeah, I had to like experience that through sound, not sight. Then I saw The X-Files. It's not really scary at all.
That would be more scary listening to it, I think.
The X-Files.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, just hearing it
But there's
outside
a
your
lot
bedroom.
of there's a lot. Yeah, but there's a lot of dialogue in X-Files.
Oh,
there's
But
a lot
they're
of there's a lot
describing
of
like some
not-
crazy shit as well. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess-
but if you could, but I would imagine that would have been quite muffled. No. It was through the door. You said.
no, I said my room was next to the thing. My parents didn't let us close our doors.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Yeah,
Why did your
open.
parents not
Open
let you
door
close your
policy.
doors?
Because they wanted to watch us masturbate. No. No, I think it was like I think it was like they can't get up to shit if we can see them.
Yeah.
I just remember never closing my door to the bedroom ever.
Even when you were by yourself in there.
Yeah.
Like, what'd they think you were
Even
gonna
as an
do?
adult, I don't like closing the door. I feel
So
like
wait, sorry, I've got a
it's a
question.
big coffin.
I've got a question about the masturbation thing.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah, man.
so,
Hit me, baby.
so because they wanted to watch you masturbate. So does that mean
Okay.
would they hear a noise from your room and run to your door and go, "Are you masturbating?" Like run to your door in a
I
way of
really
like,
hope
"Hang
you're
on, we're not missing it, are we?"
Set up chairs outside
Yeah.
the door.
guys.
Like, did you book in a
Popcorn.
schedule with them to
Oh,
make
man,
sure
I-
they were watching? If that was the reason.
Yeah, no. Of course they didn't want to watch us. We didn't even talk about sex. But no, they didn't want to. I think it was just like, you couldn't get up to crazy, like you couldn't be doing drugs or listening to Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know. Like you couldn't be, or not, or just as an Italian thing. I'm not too sure. But yeah, closed doors in bedrooms weren't a thing that I ever really saw take place. Except when I went to sleepovers at Aussie kids' house and not for me. Nah, I
the
just
door
found them
was shut,
scary.
or-
I just found Aussie families' houses scary when I was a kid. I don't know why.
What about
Sometimes
them?
they smelled like not Italian houses.
Okay.
They
Aussie houses.
yeah, I don't know. It was just so. It felt quite different to what. It felt loose. Like
That's funny.
No
because
rules.
yeah. It felt like the Wild West.
And
I
it was
felt
uncomfortable for
kids
you.
were calling their parents by their first names or grabbing shit out of the fridge whenever they felt like.
Wait,
so
what did you
culturally
call your
different.
parents?
I call them Mr. and Mrs. Bosco.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
Wait, so I find this so interesting because I feel like if I went to a non-Australian household, I had the same feeling.
Yeah, it
You know
just
what I mean?
felt.
I had the same feeling.
It
It
felt.
was- For lack of a better word, foreign to me. Oh no, that sounds horrible.
Okay, look, I'll try and pick a different one. Alien to my experience. Unwanted.
You walk into another house and you're like, "Pwah, what is that smell?"
There is garlic in every inch of this house.
So rude about it.
Yeah.
Like, your house is different.
Were you like the ADHD kid that didn't respect like the WOG parents? You were like just grabbing chips out of the cupboard. Were you that kid?
No.
'Cause- okay.
No, I was always polite when going over to someone's house.
Yeah, man, I love that.
I was
Like,
always
I hate not polite kids.
But
and
do you know what it
fucking
was?
From off balconies.
I always wanted for the parents to like me, I think.
Yeah, I get that. I like it's a nice feeling. I sometimes like I want them to like me more than
And
their
they
kid.
And they
Want
never
to win?
did.
No.
You always call them first on Father's Day, like before the kid is woken
Hello,
up.
Mr. Whips. Yeah, I know it's 5 a.m. Oh, I just had some free
Just
time.
wanted to say Happy Father's Day.
Before, Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I figured I'd pop in and let you know that I'm thinking about you. Did you have wogs in the country?
I was
You
gonna
laugh like
Did
that's
they
an outrageous
exist?
question.
I was gonna say
No, not
that,
really.
but not in those words. Yeah,
What didn't you have?
Maddie, that's actually a good question. Did you Did you have anyone international in Manila? In any of the country towns you grew up in?
It was called Manila?
Yeah.
Like where Muhammad Ali famously fought?
No,
Not in the Philippines. Always have to specify that. It's
know.
Manila with 2 L's.
Ah.
It's in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Oh, shouldn't have said that.
It's okay.
Someone types in Manila, they're like, doesn't sound Filipino. I guess it's probably not the New South Wales one then. I'm going to keep looking.
I think I've had multiple people ask, is she Filipino? When I say...
It's from Manila.
Oh, yeah,
But also,
where's
like,
she from?
The amount of
Manila.
times you've described like country life as not like a Filipino country life, as a very Australian country existence from what I've heard.
100%.
But yeah, so no ethnic kids.
From primary school?
Yeah, sure.
Honestly, not really.
Yeah.
So does that mean that influence of food wasn't a factor in, like, did you guys have like pad thai or Chinese restaurants or Italian? I'm guessing pizza is
Great
like
question.
universal. And
Yeah, we definitely had Italian food. I can't remember having much Asian food or anything as a kid. Like as a young kid.
was it an influx when you finally did get it, or was it drip feeding?
Such a good question. No, I think it was just a gradual thing.
Right.
I don't remember there being an event where I'm like, what is this food?
Yeah. These flavors are attacking my mouth. So aggressive.
Spice flavor? What?
It's so good.
Yeah, because I find that's like the way that cultures ingratiate themselves. Like, you know, there's the Chinese family in Timora and they have the Chinese restaurant and they're like, they're all right because they do good food. It's like, thanks. They can finally wipe their brow. It's like the Aussies accept us. I feel like that's why Italians are so seen as almost white. It's because everyone eats fucking pizza and pasta. It's on every white person got their version of a spag bowl. So it's not as foreign.
Yeah.
So people don't mind going, hey, it's me. And everyone just feels comfortable about it.
It's the
Anyways, let me
gateway.
grind my cultural. No, I got no leg to stand on.
No, you keep standing.
No.
Nah, man. Ask me more questions.
It's the gateway foreign food.
Yeah, it very much is. I had spaghetti bolognese growing up.
Yeah?
That was like mum made that a lot.
Was that like a looked forward to a meal? It was like, oh yeah, or was it like? Did you go?
Oh,
yeah?
look, you know, who was it? I think Woodhead's got a joke about this. I saw a clip of his on Instagram the other
That's
day.
David Woodhead, ladies and gentlemen.
David Woodhead, thank you. He has a joke. I'm not going to do the bit, but the what he was saying really, I was like, oh, that's so true for me. Which is they make the white version of it, of the pizza of the pasta.
Oh,
so
right,
they go get the dolmeo sauce.
Yeah.
They go get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not. There's not a lot of cooking involved.
Yeah. It's like you can
They get
take
the
all the
pre-packed,
Mexican
all
out of
that
tacos in an Australian
Because
household.
they shop it, and
you can remove every bit of.
which there's no shame in. It's just, I think that's just a lot of Aussie.
Man,
you know, they're like,
yeah.
oh, we'll just get it from the store and just cook the easy version of
You're
it.
giving it a go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying.
We tried.
You're really putting yourselves out there, and it's brave.
Was your school broken up into groups where you had like the cool group and like, you know, even though,
yeah,
or like the popular, you know, the
Wayne-
popular group would just meant more kids in the group, right?
Not always.
Really?
Sometimes I think popular was kind of seen in someone's look and their fashion. Like, even in boys' schools, because I went to an all-boys high school,
Yeah.
like, the handsome kid was the cool kid. I think that was much more of a high school thing. I don't remember factions in primary school as much. I think we're all just trying to, like, make our way through primary school.
I'm trying to get by.
We were just every day was a struggle, let me tell you.
Who was your best friend?
Okay. Yay. Thank you. So, my best friend in primary school was a kid called Prashan. Me and Prashan, I just remember us being like these little dweeby kids who like were trying to figure out comedy at a young age. We saw like Garfield and we saw people laughing and we're like, oh, there's like a thing to this. And us trying to like figure out what it was. And I remember him saying stuff like, that teacher's as sharp as a bowling ball. I'm like, bowling balls are pretty fucking round and smooth, man. And I'm like, I get what he's going for. It's the opposite. And just, yeah, like really like loving Prashan. He was the best. And then a couple of decades later, I tried to find him on Facebook and I don't know his last name, and there's a lot of Prashants. And I might have messaged a couple thinking that it was Prashan, and they were like, who the fuck's this guy? So I don't know if I was incidentally racist, but anyways, I didn't find Prashan. So if Prashan, if you're listening,
Oh,
but he
Prashant
was,
is
he
your
was my best buddy.
Tyler.
Prashan was my Tyler.
Yeah, he's the one that got away.
He is, man. You could have snagged him while I had him.
Where are these motherfuckers?
Oh,
know?
man. If we could just get a group
Do you reckon
of...
Tyler and Prashan are together right now?
They might be. Oh my god.
Do you reckon they work at the same company?
Tyler wears the pants in that relationship. Prashan is definitely cooking.
Make me the bolognese.
I don't know why I wanted to make.
he's grown
I
up.
wanted to make Tyler, my Tyler voice sound older.
I can't do the voice. Anyways.
Hey, Prashan.
Who was your Prashan?
Mine.
Yeah, yours. Oh. Maddie. I pointed at Maddie, but...
Well, mine was Tyler, obviously.
Yeah, Tyler.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No. What me and Prashan had was pure. Yours was, he's a
Tainted.
hot bad boy. Prashan was everlasting.
But there was still the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But I guess who was your, was Tyler your friend on a friend level or was he just
No.
cool and...
No.
We weren't friends.
So who was... Yeah, see? It was hotter that way.
Can I just say, I love how locked in Maddie is to Simon because you're talking about Tyler. Like her expression was like, oh, those were the days. Oh, no.
Wistful, that's what I'm feeling. Wistful.
You're like, so you guys weren't just friends? She looked at you and went, no, Simon, no. No, we were much more than friends,
So
Simon.
much more than that.
I don't think friends is the right way to describe what me and Tyler had.
Yeah. You know
It was
those little...
friendship on a much deeper level, Simon.
Every single time I did one of those flappy card games with my fingers and thumbs, it always came up Tyler. Every time.
So you tell me, what is that just friendship? She gets really emotional.
Do people still do that shit? Do people still do those little...
I know those.
She does it every day and it comes up
Man,
Tyler every
Tyler.
time.
I'm going to have 5 kids. I'm going to drive a Ferrari. I'm going to live in a shed and it's going to be with Tyler.
The match game.
The match game. 4 elements.
Yeah, I also have a magical 8 ball that does the same thing.
So, Prashan, not Tyler. Someone more legitimate, please.
Yeah, I've spoken about a couple of my primary school
Oh,
besties.
right, yeah.
Yeah, who?
So I'm surprised you don't remember Simon.
Sorry.
But yeah, James was your Prashan, wasn't he?
James.
He was,
Oh,
wasn't he?
yeah. I remember the story about James.
Oh, from primary school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So to answer
Yes.
your question, no factions, not until high school. But then it wasn't cool. There was factions within factions. Like we were all very stupidly broken. Like we broke ourselves up into the racial groups. Did you guys do that in high school as well?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have any option in high school because there were 13 of us.
13 in your high school. Is that all of the years? Is it like 1 kid per year?
When we got to year 11, yeah, there was about 13 of us, yeah.
In the
year
year?
10, year 11, yeah, in my year.
I think you've answered the question about the teacher you didn't like. Do you have any inspirational stories for that one teacher that just got you? Just like someone that's like, man, out of a sea of shit, he's like someone that really stood out and either went above and beyond or just meant something to you, like really inspired you to... Do you ever have one of those?
Well, I had a bit of a crush on my art teacher.
Oh, that's cute.
He wasn't handsome.
Oh.
So what did you dig? Is it like a Steve Buscemi thing?
That's right. Then she's with me and I look like Steve Buscemi. Why would
You wish you looked like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, you do get that a lot.
You get Buscemi.
I've gotten Gollum. It's true.
I've gotten like a piece of shit on a rock
When
once.
I started at high school, day one, when I started at high school, a girl, the first interaction I had with a girl was she looked at me and she goes, "You look like an alien."
Well, the next 5 years of my life are going to be terrible. Goodbye, penis.
What?
You look like an alien.
I think I was just a weird
Was it
looking
your big
kid.
head or,
Yeah. Did you grow into your head?
or was it your weird webbed fingers? Or the green
Danny was just
tinge?
a giant adult-sized head and the tiniest little limbs. He had to grow upwards into the head.
It's
like a chia pet.
She just goes, she basically just goes, She just immediately sees it instead of going, oh,
I see it.
instead of going, oh, that's so horrible for you. She just immediately goes into, yeah, you would have. What could it have been, I wonder? For me, it's the big giant head.
Yeah, you stopped at one defect. That's the problem. Is it your weird shaped eyes? Is it your hardly grasping of the English language? What about that? Screams alien.
The greenish tinge of his skin. Anyway, so I had a crush on my art teacher. And to answer the original question,
That's not so much inspiring. I feel like you're coming back to the Tyler thing.
No. The reason I had a crush on him was because he really liked me, and because he really believed in me, and we had chats, and we had special.
Was this primary?
No, this was high.
Oh, thank God. I got so worried. I got so
No, but still.
worried.
I'm not sure about what's happening in the Babysitters Club, and he's like, I've read ahead and it's fine. What are you talking about with your teacher?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
My Polly Pocket won't talk to me.
What do you mean he believes in you? You're 6. He's like, you're going to be an art prodigy kid.
Yeah.
Just look at Hillary Clinton. You
Shut
can be
up.
anything.
No, I think he just cared about me. It was nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
But we were alone in rooms together quite often, which was probably not great. Now that I think
This
about it.
non-handsome art teacher. They're like, he's fine. He's too ugly.
But he was really little and skinny and not that
was
there's
little.
anything
He was
wrong
a
with
short-
that, but he was
he
quite
was a short
little,
guy?
yeah. Short king, yeah.
Short king.
Short
yeah,
bald
man.
king, actually.
I feel like Cody Ko killed the short king. No
looked
one wants to be short. It's all giant assholes.
So funny.
Tall peasants.
Oh, I hope he's not listening. No, he was really cool. He was a cool guy.
Awesome.
He was nice.
And
Yeah, sounds great.
cool teacher.
Cool story.
No, I'm just acting jealous. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've taught art. Who hasn't? You can do it at high. No problem.
Why don't you go marry him?
And your inspiring teacher?
No
Who
one
could wrangle you, I guess.
No
is what I'm
one.
wondering.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I honestly think I was just such a shitbag student. All of primary school, most of high school.
Yeah.
And then when I found that thing when I found filmmaking, I became so engaged with it.
When did you find it?
Year 7. No, sorry, year.
So that's
no,
young.
year 11. Year 11.
But still, this is still school time. Awesome.
Yeah.
Because I
And
would have loved movies, but there's no way I would have thought that's something I can do. That's cool as shit that you even had that thought.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm 40, so we had to carry around a car-sized camera when I was.
Yeah, I don't know. I just got so excited about it.
I think bit by the bug.
Well, I watched some documentaries and I just really loved them. And I
Nice.
just started visualizing making stuff like that, you know.
You could be that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
What did you want to be? What did you want to be in high school and primary school? What was your stupid, I'm a kid, I'm going to be an astronaut? And then what was your realistic teenage, I'm probably going to work at Woolies? Not you, I mean in general. Nothing about you screams Woolies.
Why not?
I don't know. I think he was an IGA person, to be honest. I feel like you have integrity.
True, yeah.
He took offense to it.
What? I can work at Woolies. Good.
I've stocked shelves. You think I sit in a palace?
No, I wanted to be a fairy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much that pays.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh into your dream.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on.
Just because there's no superannuation with being a fairy, retirement's hard for fairies.
No,
So you
Yeah,
want to be
I-
a fairy as a kid.
Yeah, I don't remember having a dream as a teenager. I think it was just to get through it.
Yeah, man. Survive. You and the 12 others just
Yeah.
hand in hand for high school.
Literally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you want to be?
Well, I wanted to be a racing car driver.
That's right. We have talked
Mad.
about
Formula
that.
Yeah.
One or car?
Yeah, Formula.
NASCAR? Are you an idiot?
Maybe Formula 1. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Car.
Something like
Schumacher.
that. Yeah. Don't know why.
Sick track when I was a kid, by the way.
Oh
Was-
yeah, so good.
That Schumacher track?
Yeah, Schumacher.
Electronic was popularized just as I was becoming a teenager because I feel like the 80s was kind of like an underground thing, and then it like blew by Eiffel 65 and Excalibur and stuff. But by the time you guys were in school, it was already kind of part of the deal. I imagine. Like it was kind of not come and gone, but it's like, oh yeah, it's not that novel that Here's Johnny's on the radio. Remember Here's Johnny?
Yeah, I do. I think we were into probably the same music. I think if we knew each other when we were kids, we would have been friends.
Yeah.
Because we have similar interests.
That's true, man.
You know?
We're both like in...
Like you, even back then, you said that you listened to Nick Skits. I loved him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I thought that was just for the wogs. You guys wouldn't have even had Nick Skits at your high school.
Don't recall Nick Skits. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
No, your Nick Skits was, here's Nicky Skits.
That was a banger.
That wasn't.
They would have played it.
You can't disagree.
They would have played it at your debutante.
The
I
Venga
think
Boys,
they did, yeah.
the
Oh,
Venga
Venga
Boys
Boys,
track list
yeah.
is not that deep. I've heard a few of their other songs. I'm like,
No, what?
keep it the Venga Bus, guys. Oh, yeah. Don't get off that Venga Bus.
Stay on
Get
the
an
bus.
all-day ticket.
Yeah.
Get an unlimited pass.
It's funny. There's a lot of those acts. I feel like were from the 90s. They had a similar story. They had like a couple of songs
Oh,
that were
yeah.
good,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it was just like that was it. you know?
Aqua. Aqua
Aqua.
had two
That was
songs.
great.
They had
Yeah.
a couple.
Oh, they
Dr.
had
Jones.
Dr. Jones.
And
Yeah.
what's the other one?
Wake
Barbie
up
Girl.
now.
Barbie Girl.
Come on, Bobby. Let's go for a ride. See, that's something I want to talk about when we were kids. I feel like I don't know about your Sabrina Carpenters or your Chapel Road.
Yep.
All right? I don't know about these things.
Neither
Yep.
do we.
But I feel like pop music, there was an element of fun. There was like Scatman Joe, and there
Yep.
was Number 5,
Yeah.
and there was like that kind of like, there was gimmicky shit and fun shit. I feel like pop music doesn't have that anymore.
No, it all has to be
Fun
like
music doesn't exist in
It's
that
like-
kind of playing field.
It's like it all has to be so edgy.
Yeah, well,
you
no,
know?
it has to be like fun in like 10-second snippets because it's like a TikTok thing. So it's like a fun line that you can put over a video.
It's
as
so
opposed
sad.
Yeah, I like the fun shit, but that's just an old man yelling in a cloud thing. I don't know
Yeah.
if fun songs have a place in this world, but I want fun.
yeah,
next
we'll
question.
bring back the hamster dance.
I find it interesting,
Please.
Maddie, that you said like Maddie's is not a person that's super.
You're not a
into-
person?
Alien.
You have been doing a really good job of fooling me that you're a person.
She goes alien like that cunt over there.
That's what I was thinking.
As I was staring at your gigantic oval head,
Your weird big head.
your misshapen blob of it.
Oh god.
What's that, Gumby?
Did you watch Gumby?
I loved Gumby.
Gumby was the
I
best.
don't remember anything that happened in Gumby.
No,
No, neither do I. I remember a joke that my cousin used to do that used to piss me off. Where
What
it was
was
like,
it?
it was one of those jokes that, do you ever actually, speaking of as a kid, speaking of as a kid,
Yeah, tell
the
me.
last sentence was as a kid, and speaking of that, did you have those jokes people do that like went for 10 minutes and then there was no punchline and the joke was that they just wasted your time for 10 minutes? Did you?
do it.
Yep. Uh-huh. Yep.
I was-
I'm not going to do the Gumby joke, but it was basically that. It was like a
Uh.
10-minute long bit.
She actually does it. She actually
It sounds like we're pressing the button, but it's actually me doing it.
That applause is actually her sighing.
That's why.
Ah,
That's why I do that. That's why in my impression of her I do that. It's like.
By the way, for those listening,
Because-
it's a teal button.
By the way,
sounded
how that impression of her started, I should say, was it was when she woke up in the middle of the night one night, and I accidentally woke her up, and then she just looked at me, and went, "Hey, Daniel," she goes, "So loud."
So loud. Did you elaborate further?
She said so loud. She was going, "So loud," and then we're like, "Oh, sorry," and then she went back to sleep.
I can only assume it was very loud what you were doing.
I mean, if we join the dots from A to Z, I'm getting a lot of loud.
But she was just. But she was.
What do you mean, Maddie?
Yeah.
Ugh. Stop yelling in bed, Daniel. My birth certificate says Danny. Still, you could write it to me in a text. Man, I had this best friend like as a later teen, but his name was Paul. Still is. But yeah, and I used to sleep over at his house and I'd sleep on like a trundle underneath his bed. And we were like like we loved each other, we were best friends. But he had this thing where he'd abuse me in his sleep. He'd like sleep shit talk me like, oh, fucking Bosco, man. And I thought it was a bit until I'd stay awake for many nights. Oh, dude, it was insane.
Stop it.
His dad would hit his kids in his sleep. He'd be like asleep on the couch and be like, punch. And then you just like punch outside of him because he was like defending something in his sleep. He ended up punching his children. I know that sounds like abuse. It was all taken in very good jest from all of us.
Wow.
But yeah, they were all wacky family. But I got to hear some vitriol out of an unconscious flat body.
Crazy.
Like,
just
oh,
from
man.
sleep talking.
Yeah, just from sleep, like in his sleep, for sure. And it was like it was a long time after. Good night, man.
You laugh in your sleep.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not good.
You did it last night. She does it like often.
Annabelle.
Often.
Yeah.
She's like,
Oh, I mean,
Very
a cackle
funny.
would be worse, but it's still
Cackle.
a dull snicker.
Yeah, it's not good.
it's scary.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
I'm glad you don't.
Have you
do
recorded
that.
it?
I should.
Oh, man, that's the
I
next
should
button.
record it.
Anytime someone does a joke that you don't like, just go.
Sleep paralysis. Demon coming to get you. Yeah.
I haven't seen the Bub. Oh, why am I talking about the Babadook? Next question, please. Can I ask
The
about the Babadook?
ADHD
That's okay.
is strong today.
Yeah, it's very strong.
In you guys.
That's okay.
Both
Next
of
question,
you.
man.
Well, okay. So, what about your first crush?
Ooh. Two.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Oh.
I like to spread my
You
options.
absolute cad, Simon.
And it was almost like I
At
was...
that age, you knew you were polyamorous.
Miss, why do I feel like I love many and not just one? Like, well, little Simon. Oh, little Simon. Little Simon was a bit
Why
of
do I feel like I need a primary and secondary partner?
I just want a base lover and then also as many optional lovers out there as possible. No, I had two crushes, Stephanie and Melissa. Stephanie was your very typical blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aussie girl, and Melissa was like your typical wog chick, olive skin, curly dark hair. And I was like, I want the Jenny McCarthy, Carmen Electra.
You.
The 1-2 punch. I'm like, I'll take both, but either or would be fine.
Did you?
Let me tell you, neither was.
So did you have a little girlfriend?
Dude, I didn't have anything even remotely close to a female companion until I was at uni. And then at uni, I asked this girl out on a date. She said, sure. We went on a date. I said, this has been lovely. She said, I agree. The next day, I was at uni and I was like, where's whatever her name is? And they're like, oh, she's just downstairs in front of the cafeteria and she was kissing another guy. No, actually, I asked if she wanted to go out on the day. She's like, I guess so. And then she was just like making out with a dude at the front of the cafeteria. And then she did that the whole week. I'm like, we're not going out, are we? She's like, no, we're not going out. I was like, damn, you were my first chance at real love.
That's heartbreaking.
So anyways, so it's been downhill since then, let me tell you.
Oh, what a
I have
bitch.
burned relationships. But yeah, Melissa and Stephanie, both first crushes. Neither of them even looked at me. Not even close. Sometimes at school dances, I'd ask, I'd gather up the confidence, I'd slick my hair back just the right amount. I'd borrow my dad's golden chain. That's what we did, man.
I had a lot of unreturned crushes.
Oh,
well.
yeah?
Yeah.
What was your what was your
Wait.
first crush?
Wait,
Daniel?
I want.
Yeah, go on.
I want to hear what the girl said. When did you ask them to dance?
Oh, one time I asked him to dance
Yeah.
and she laughed. She didn't respond. She just went,
No, and then she ended it.
oh, you put me in this position where I have to reject a loser.
Like she's pissed off at you.
She was mad. And the only reason I had a date to my formal is because it was my mate's ex and they broke up like a few months before. So I was like, I guess you're free now. What, are you going to find a boyfriend in 2 months? The formal's coming up. Look, I need to not look desperate. Mum needs to know that she's going to get grandkids.
Dude, that's so funny.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
The formal, actually, if you want a salacious story, the formal is where one of the teachers in my school had sex with one of the students in my school in a toilet.
Whoa.
Many of the students were outside of the toilet cheering it on. It
Whoa.
was, yeah.
People knew it was happening.
Well, it was the formal, so I guess, I don't know, it was actually very casual sex. But yeah,
That's worse,
and she
I
was the
think.
religious coordinator too. She was like the head of the religion
So she
unit.
had sex with a male student.
Yes,
Wowzers.
and then
Oh.
the next year, our drama teacher, who everyone had a crush on, myself included. Oh man, I'd go home and like write down the outfit she wore that day.
Oh my
Bit of a
God,
split in the
you-
skirt. And
Oh
I
my
saw
God.
I saw knee, and let me
Oh
tell
my-
you, Simon Bosco, a woman's knee is exactly as you imagined it to look, Simon.
God,
Where
that's
did you
so
write it?
Beautiful. I love that
In your diary?
I got so bored of my diary as a
You're
kid.
like Manny from Modern Family.
Exactly what Simon said.
I haven't seen it, but I know he's an ethnic kid, so I get the reference.
That's not
No,
why.
I know.
Yeah, in your diary.
Yeah, my diary. I didn't even. Did you guys have diaries? I kept a diary, and I got so bored of my diary that I ended up writing that I was like a candy baron, like a drug dealing candy baron. And then I'd be like, I have to hide now, so I can't write in my diary for a few days. And I'd be like, phew, I have to write in that piece of shit for a few days. I'd be like, I've been hiding out. A week later, the cops are on to me. It's,
You
yeah.
made up stories. So your diary didn't know.
That's so funny.
I had to apologize to my diary for not wanting to write in it. Dude, I couldn't even maintain an imaginary friend.
You journaled as a kid.
I was so autistically driven that I would rate each day out of 10. I'd be like,
I love that.
today woke
so
up, went for a
much.
pretty decent
You
walk.
are
I
so-
guess Mum Schnitzel has been better. 7 out of 10.
So adorable, dude.
So
You're so adorable.
I got the diaries still. They're Simpsons diaries.
He's so Manny from Modern Family. That's all I picture.
I feel like I have to watch that show now because I know he's also
I
chubby.
think you have to, yeah.
No, it's just his character is just so sweet and like
Aw.
is into poetry and is into like art and like, you know.
Did any... I have one, but it's a Simpsons thing. I've got one thing that as poem as a kid that I was like, wow, poems are cool. But then, did you ever have a poem that was like that connected with you specifically?
I know.
No. You're like, oi.
Just me? Okay. I think that's a Simon thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the poem?
What was it?
Oh, it was because in one of the Treehouse of Horror Simpsons of the Sims episodes of The Simpsons, they do The Raven, which is an Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, it's really well written and wordy and evocative, and it's really cool, and the art's on it's cool, and yeah. If you ever get a chance. If from now until the point at which you die, you have enough 7 spare minutes to watch that episode, I highly recommend it.
So you would rate each day out of 10
Out
when
of
you were a kid.
I decided that 10 was the metric that I wanted to use.
And what was a 10 day?
Oh, man, a 10-day.
A
A 10-day is waking up and Dad saying, hey, man, the day's free. You guys get to pick. We then catch the train to the city. We go to King's Comics, which used to be underground near Hyde Park, but now it's somewhere else. Then, if you can squeeze in like a lunch at Macca's or KFC and then an afternoon movie or like a stop at a game shop,
That was your 10 day.
Siskel and Ebert, 2 thumbs up. Let me tell you, I'm loving life. Like Fridays were days where sometimes Mum would let us get Slurpees. Like Friday was Slurpee day, and fuck, dude. The idea of like the goalpost and running towards a Slurpee and then it being a hot Friday and getting that guy. I think did you guys love Slurpees?
No.
That was something I really like relished as a kid.
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Slurpees was like a big treat.
I did like.
Slurpees was like a fucking.
I did
whoa.
like a Slurpee. I
Yeah?
did like a
Did you
Slurpee.
dip a snake in it?
Oh my God!
Wow.
Now you're speaking a different language.
Oh, dude, people.
sorry.
People are very disgusted by
sorry.
my snacks, both child and adult.
Me no speak.
Oh,
Whatever
sorry,
that
you don't
is.
do that.
I think our equivalent was snow cones. I don't think we had.
Did you have slush puppies? I feel like that was a more regional drink.
Slush puppies? Yeah, I think so. I don't think we ever got them though. It's more
You get
snow
slush
cones.
Yeah, we had them
route.
at the canteen.
You had slush puppies at your canteen?
Wow.
I think so.
See, that's
Really?
why I wouldn't have been that
I think
full.
so.
You're getting it all the time. You have unlimited access to the tap of slush pop. You could suckle from the teat of the frozen dog.
Oh, gross.
So funny. That's
Man.
so graphic.
I remember there was this time in high school where I wanted everyone to be my friend so bad. So bad.
Yeah.
I had no friends. And I used to eat Zappos every day. I try to eat them at least once a week. But I love Zappos. I adore Zappos. And I realized that like Zappos were
you
so...
had them last week at your house.
Yeah, I love them.
He still loves them.
I am a 5-year-old encased in a very sad 40-year-old's body. But the shoulders are getting bigger, guys. Stay tuned. Yeah, and I would what was I talking about? Something about food.
Zappos.
And I realized that because they were like a really cheap item, they're like 30 cents. To buy a box of them would have only cost like $8 or $10.
Mm-hmm.
So I saved up $10 and I bought a box, and then I put one on everyone's table during lunch as like a little "you're cool" from Simon Bosco. Like Simon Bosco just wants you to know that you're a cool guy.
God,
And
damn
it got
it's so
nothing at all. People were just like, nom. Fuck that guy. And I'm like, oh man.
That makes me so sad.
I tried to win them over.
You bought that with your own money and
Yeah.
then gave them out, and people were just dirty little
I still have those
pigs.
Zappos to this day.
Kids are horrible.
They are.
Man, in year 5, I brought, it was like a show and tell day. And I remember I saved up for like Christmases and birthdays to get this Michael Jordan card that was like really special. And it was encased in this hard plastic to make sure that it was like always going to be good. And I was like, man, it's really important to me. So I'm going to take it in a locked box. So I took it in a locked box. And they just took the box. Of course they took the box. Like the box was not much bigger than the card. I didn't even think that that would be an option available to them. I thought the box on and the lock on that would stump any God-fearing year 5 kid.
And they stole it.
Yeah. And I had my suspects, and I still have my suspects. And if I see them at a street or on a street,
Simon,
I might say something.
that's horrible.
I might shake them down.
I would.
I
You
might
should.
poke my finger into their chest and say, "Listen, fuckhead. I know it was 30 years ago, but I know what you did."
And they never gave it back. You never got it back.
I'm gonna rip the polo shirt they're wearing and be like, "I hope your kids turn out to be fucking terrible."
Well, they
Just
probably
bad
already
people.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those kind of people having kids.
Well,
I just realized a way that I probably earned some of that money, and it might seem a little less cute.
Were you selling yourself, Simon?
I was selling something.
what were you selling?
I
Counterfeit Zappos.
That's great.
they're actually cabos, but we just scratched the K into a Z. They're a Vietnamese knockoff. No, there was okay, so there was one kid in our year who had access to the internet and a printer. No one else in our year did. So that one kid, there was 3 people in our syndicate. There was the one kid who had the printer and the thing. His name was Neil Dix. That'll come up as a funny point of reference soon. DIX. Neil Dix. He had the printer and the
my
internet.
God, no,
Me and another kid, what we would do is we'd get him to print out pictures of naked people. And we would sell them in folders at lunchtime. And we had sizes and systems. So there was a $3 smaller print, and if you wanted a full page, it was $5. And we kind of went around with these folders like Avon ladies. Being like, no, look, we've got the premium selection. If you want to have the jerk off you deserve, I would buy a $5. But also the $3 will get you where you need to be. And we turned money. Yeah, we banked. I wouldn't say we banked heavy, but we banked.
You sold porn. That's so good.
Absolutely.
Dude,
Yeah.
we should fucking write something about that. That's so
For sure, man. We
funny.
were. Yeah, I've had some gambits in my time. But most of those were as adults, so they're not relevant to this story. But yeah,
What's your business?
Yeah, man.
You had employees.
Dude, yeah, our boss was us.
They had merchandise.
That's so funny.
We had wares and we were peddling them.
they got interviewed in Rolling Stone.
Wait, were these printouts in black and white as
No
well?
color. Oh
God.
yeah.
No, Maddie, they're not. Come on. They're providing a premium service here, Maddie.
Imagine this
For
guy.
$5, Maddie, you'd want a hope colour.
For $5, you're getting a separate toner out.
Imagine,
You're getting cyan, magenta.
imagine this guy's mum walking in and he's printing these.
Oh, that's a question I want to ask you guys, but I don't know if it's like kosher, but like,
What?
I never had it happen to me, but did you ever get caught having a solo game of tennis? And did you ever walk in on your parents playing doubles?
I definitely got caught.
See, I never did. I skated by that, and I never walked in. I feel like I dodged 2 gigantic bullets.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been caught by myself, but
But you walked in on your folks.
well, no, probably, yeah, because you know the things you just don't know as a kid. You're like, I don't know what was going on, but when you think about it, and as you're an adult, you're like, that was definitely what was happening.
Oh man,
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, like I realized when I was a little kid, he was fine. But my best friend when I was a kid was a 90-year-old guy, also named Dick. Richard. He preferred Dick.
What a dicks
My
in
dick.
your
No.
life growing up.
I was surrounded by dicks.
Wait, he was 90.
He was like 90, yeah. And I used to hang out with him and he'd give me a can of soft drink and he'd garden. I'd be like, fucking right on. We just hang out all day.
Italian kids are wild.
Yeah. Wild people.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you have a Danny-like kid in your year? Did you have like the kid hanging from the chandelier? Did you have Sia?
From the shadow.
No, I didn't really have a wild kid in primary school. Well, you know, I was dating him. But,
Oh, yeah. So I know that you've spoken about like, what made him bad?
he was naughty in class for sure.
In what way? Like he talked back?
That's such a good
Yeah,
question.
he'd talk back. He'd be disruptive. He'd just make lots of noise and
Right. Was he a bully?
not that I could tell. I don't know if there were enough people in the school to bully. But
Bully
I
one
never,
of
he
12.
probably was now I think about it, but I never saw that side of him. He didn't.
Oh, man. You under his wing.
It's all right, buddy.
You were protected.
Buddy. All right.
You were made.
Because I was one of the special ones.
Oh, man. That's lucky.
Did you have a little Danny?
Ah, yeah. His name was Greg. Which is an even more Danny name than Danny could ever be.
Yeah.
Greg. It's like the Aussiest cunts were Gregs. It is the
What did he-
dirtiest, rattiest name. Did you have a little ratty kid? Like the So I was like, oh, just like little rats.
I for sure did.
Rats.
Yeah.
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 Did you have a little rat kid?
All these kids are Tyler. He's all of them.
It's a tidal wave of Tylers.
Yeah, I would have for sure been so annoying as a kid.
Yeah,
it's
'cause
so,
you was-
I reckon I would have been so unpleasant as a kid as well.
I think you touched on this in one of your previous podcasts, listener, but you said that you think that there was definitely times when they found you funny and then times where you think that you were kind of getting in the way of their learning. Do you think that it was stacked on the side of them finding you funny, or do you think more often than not, looking back now? Because I honestly have no idea how people outside of my friends saw me in school. I've never been to reunions. I don't want to, like, I really want to know. Because in my head, I'm like, I was a loser. I was a nobody. Fat loser, Wog Simon. But maybe someone has a different idea. Do you know how you would have been perceived in your, like, what would the people in your year think of you now?
I think. Ooh.
Or think of you back then, sorry.
Back then, I think they mostly would have just found me annoying.
Right.
You know, I think.
And you, Maddie?
No, I was pretty unintrusive as a kid.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think I was the good,
You were water. You were just
good
going around.
girl, you know.
There was
Yeah, went
there
with the
was a
flow.
girl. There was a girl in my primary school who I think might have been like. Were you just in sort of a big group of people? Were you the quiet one?
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a girl at my primary school who was like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're the kind of quiet person that would like generally not say much, but then when you'd like speak, it was like poignant or funny, or people were like, oh my god. we like Silent Bob.
I like to think
Kevin
so. Am I like that now?
I think
You have not stopped
No.
talking this whole podcast. You chewed my ears off, left and right. Are we in
No.
stereo?
I think you're I think now you're really funny.
Well, I was shy. I was shy as a kid.
Yeah, but I don't think you're shy now.
No,
What
not really.
what turned it for you?
Turning 30.
Really?
I would say
that just shed your
so.
shy.
I mean,
you're done with it.
not on my birthday. I wasn't like, oh, thank fuck. Yeah, but I think getting older.
Yeah, right.
I feel more comfortable with myself now.
Fair enough.
You know?
I always thought like it's cool that old people get to do whatever the hell they want, and I guess they've just lived long enough. They're like, why? Why do I care? Like I go down in the most underweariest shit to take Ernie for his night piss. Ernie's my dog, ladies and gentlemen. Because I'm like, I saw a lady that was in her pajamas, and I was like, pajama pee, and she's like, yeah,
Yeah.
right for the parent. But yeah, I wear yellow Crocs, and my eyebrows are just fucking at every angle. They look like a kaplunk. I should comb them into a uniform shape, but they're John Howard's. I'm too old to care anymore, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Who cares?
And you never cared. You were never shy? Did you ever think that being the way that you were as a kid had effects outside of you? Or you're just like, man, everyone's loving this.
I was really insecure. And I remember I'd go to youth group on a Friday and be like killing all night, being over hyperactive and silly and making people laugh.
Yeah.
And then the next morning waking up and feeling ashamed.
Oh.
Because you had done so well?
Because I think I'd get self-conscious and think, was I being too annoying?
Right.
You know?
Like, did you hog the spotlight for too long kind of thing?
Or was it just over the top? Was it too much? I'd regret saying stuff. I'd regret being like, oh, why did I say that? I'd feel ashamed.
But the feeling of like, man, I made people laugh and feel happy, that was really overridden by the...
I think I'd just sometimes be so lost in the hyperactivity that it wouldn't even matter if people weren't laughing or not.
Yeah, you were swept up in a tornado of Danny. Yeah,
Pretty
man.
much.
You're like the Tasmanian devil.
Exactly.
Doing bits and spitting.
That's exactly
He's
what
nude
he's
too.
like.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You are a tornado.
I'm so sorry.
This doesn't relate to being a kid, but for the listeners out there, doing gigs with Danny, there's a small number of comedians that have extremely distinctive laughs so that if you're in a completely dark room, you know that person's there. Danny's not one of them.
Yeah.
No, he's very much.
The laugh.
It's so annoying.
Signature laugh.
But I feel like yours and Ben Caution's laugh are almost identical in pitch.
But mine's just more obnoxious.
He goes,
yes.
yours is more of a few sounds.
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, next question.
No. This is
I know
great.
Ben Caution. I lived my life trying to make Ben Caution laugh on stage for like a long, long time.
Just trying to make him laugh on stage.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, you do the same show for so many shows that the fun of it becomes like, how can I make Ben break? We're a real SNL bunch, you know what I mean? I was Fallon and he was Chevy Chase. Different. But yeah, no, and yeah, just make. We had the worst name out of any person's show. If you think Hip Hop Shit Flop is bad, you don't know, Maddie. You don't know.
I'm about to.
So my name is Simon Bosco.
I remember this.
Ben's name is Ben Caution.
Yep.
Our show was called Simon and Benaiman presents Kosciuszko and Boscoshin.
I remember.
People couldn't even order tickets if they wanted to.
I remember, Simon. I remember being bothered by that.
Everyone in the world was. Probably world famous. Stephen K. Amos was probably pissed off about that.
I was gonna call it Costco.
That's so much better. You solved our marketing issues at the drop of a bar.
Well, thanks for coming on, Simon.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Maddie, that was so cute.
Well, you came all the way to our house.
I know, but that was so
with your
cute.
dog.
I both of us turned up.
Thank you for turning
We drove all
up.
the way to
So special.
From off the scent.
From off the scent.
Those basset hounds will be barking far away from where you live in Kimble.
I think we're actually
Another
close to
farm off the scent.
Mortdale.
No, I don't think you are. You might be, I don't know.
Confusing me
I did
more.
see that word as I was driving here, so it's possible. No, I didn't see it.
I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
What?
People knowing we're like saying,
Our suburb.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't
guess
think it
it's-
matters. I think it just feels.
Well, if I'm
it
half
feels
your
nervous.
listeners, then
It
I
just-
know where you live specifically.
I
Yeah.
know for sure. I think it just still feels a bit weird saying it, like publicly.
But
Yeah.
also, I think it's become a really funny bit. I think you hiding your address,
Yeah.
like you're in witness protection program,
Really
is
cautious
such a great
about it.
ongoing bit. You should never drop that ever, even if you're on holidays. Tell them we're in Namibia, but you just went to the Hunter Valley.
Anyway, all right.
All right.
This has been chaos. It's been absolute.
I really
chaos.
hope whatever this turns out to be, you guys enjoy, because I had a lot of fun making it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
So much
It's been a good
fun.
chuckle fest.
What do you want to do now?
Good night, kids.
All right. Good night, kids.
Good night, Mum and Dad. I'm gonna go lie in bed while you make sounds. Not happy, Jan.
We'll set up a chair outside.
I did your song for you.